introduction, my name is Arsen Safaryan. I'm the Director of Information and Data Management at Saudi Entertainment Ventures. I'm going to talk about our common data environment. I'll do an overview very quickly about the company and what our mandate is, our strategy and framework. We'll straight dive into that. And then we'll look at some technology and platforms and how these things come together to enable asset information models and that environment for us, as well as some of the expectations on how to get there together with our supply chain. So about Saudi Entertainment Ventures, Seven is one of probably the least known, but one of the most exciting PIF efforts, one of the PIF mega projects. We are, as we like to say, shaping the kingdom's new entertainment realm. Our projects are mainly focused on entertainment, cinema, and a little bit of retail. And we are creating around 22 projects across almost 14 locations in the kingdom in the next few years. So why would we, as an owner and operator, a developer effectively as well, use BIM and BIM-centric processes? I think this graph explains it really well, because we have many key stakeholders, including ourselves, in delivering this massive project. And when it comes to exchanging information between ourselves and our supply chain, as well as the suppliers exchanging information with one another, we would like to think that a centralized single source of truth will improve the quality and the consistency of information exchange, which will in its turn drive quicker and more informed decision making when it comes to us and our supplying partners. Right, so let's dive straight into it. I would like to quickly discuss the strategy and framework. So our strategy and the framework evolves around ISO 19650. And our technology framework, that is in the dark blue box in the middle, holds everything together in a way. It is being fed by our organizational information requirements, which is a document that is work in progress at the moment, to be honest, because we would like to think that we're a relatively young company and we're still putting these pieces together. Our employer information requirements is already out and is with our suppliers, supply chain, and is being used for procuring contracts. And we're also hardly working on our asset information requirements, which is the green box down below, which eventually will, along with the support of the rest of this framework, push us to a successful asset information model management environment. So obviously, all of this is not only supported by documentation, strategy, and framework, but also with tools and platforms. We really appreciate the variety and the complexity of the tools that our supply chain, our consulting partners, and our contractors use. And we're trying to adopt a software neutral approach, at the same time create the very minimum of a common data environment, so that we can facilitate information exchange between us and between the stakeholders, like I said, design partners and contractors, etc. And this framework and the toolkit consists of obviously 3 key stages of information flow when it comes to Seven. Our BIM and digital delivery that caters for design, development, and capital delivery of the project. So the common data environment platform plays a key role there and starts to become the repository of data from the onset. And then obviously we're looking at adjacent or associated technologies such as GIS gamification and digital asset models, or asset information models, as is the topic of this discussion, which we would like to think that we're mining as we go. So we're aggregating this data as we go, and we getting it at the end of, for example, commissioning and handover. And then we're trying to use these yellow and green boxes to, inform our smart destination and digital twins efforts, which are at this point a vision, but we would like to think that given the right platforms and the right information gathered, we can create apps and CAFM systems that will feed off of this data that we've gathered and serve the longer period of our asset ownership and management down the line. Okay, so our common data environment is very ISO 19650 focused. We would like to think that work in progress is an environment where we would allow our supply chain to use their preferred tools and systems and use their means and methods of information exchange between each other. And then obviously they will still be able to share and exchange information, like I said, between each other with the visibility in terms of supervision for us and our project managers. So their shared environment is what we have visibility to, not necessarily the work in progress. And ultimately, we're establishing our common data environment made of certain key elements such as electronic document management system and a cloud platform for collaboration to consume the published information. And the little bit of alteration that we've done to the ISO framework is the use of the data. So as an owner operator, we're intending to use the data, not just archive it. And there is many aspects of using it at different stages of the project. So all these three are powered by and held together by supply chain, common data environment, as well as 7 hosted common data environment and the electronic document management system. So technology implementation, as you can understand, is a key to enable all these things to work together. And the high-level framework shown here is, again, making us focus on these 3 key pillars of components through the phases of the project, where we have digital delivery as described in the earlier slides, technology that sits in the middle and enables that, and also it sort of transitions us from capex to opex and enables us to sort of achieve our vision and strategy for our smart destination and digital twins vision, right? And the way we measure the progress as we go is obviously, as far as BIM is concerned, an asset information model. The notion of asset information model is concerned, we're tracking geometry and the completeness and the reliability of geometry and the coordination factor of it. And by coordination, I don't just mean 3D coordination, but issues management in general, design issues, design review issues, site issues, authority approval issues, and what have you. So anything that has to do with information, coordinating information. And obviously attribute data, which is going to be the key component of our asset information models to be used in CAFM systems down the line. So all of this is powered by a communication layer down below, which is sort of like a data repository for us that enables us to exchange information between these 3 pillars. All right, so asset information models, to be honest, this framework kind of describes what our complexes are made of and how we're pushing data from BIM to asset information models, so building information models to asset information models, and what are the key high-level assets that we pay attention at this point, and we gather information about these spaces, about equipment and equipment that is installed in these spaces, and how we're going to convert that at the later stage in O&M stage. So that's our high-level framework of high-level asset breakdown structure. Right. In terms of expectations, I think just like any other owner operator, we perceive and expect that there will be indirect benefits at the capex stage. In fact, we encourage our supply chain to do more with our requirements and our mandate of using technology and BIM specifically to directly benefit from it. And then we're perceiving more long-term benefits as an owner operator down the line by enabling not just BIM, but associated technology cloud platforms like artificial intelligence and sensor data that feeds off the data that we collected through the use of BIM and use it as a smart destination digital twin effort that we're busy putting together as we speak. So that's effectively it. I hope I'm fitting within time. So thank you for your time and attention.